And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to twitch.tv/takesbyfans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. So, however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered in multiple ways. Alrighty, today's a big old Sunday, folks. We have the NBA All-Star Game on tonight to officially wrap up All-Star Weekend. And then we go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday with no NBA. But then it returns Thursday night, folks. So just a few more days until we can start betting and breaking down the NBA every single day. So we'll talk quickly on the NBA All-Star Game. Fred VanVleet letting us down last night. We chose him to win the three-point contest, and the man can't even get out the first round and didn't hit that over 23.5 prop bet we were loving. And Zach Levine, our kind of second backup pick, he was trash, and now this is his third NBA three-point contest, and he got worse and worse, and this time was trash. He went from 23 to 22, and what he put up like 18 last night. So I don't know. Actually, he put up 14. I don't even think he got that high. So Zach Levine letting us down. Fred VanVleet letting us down big time last night, and then the dunk contest. What a woof that was, right? Everybody was missing the dunks. The dunks are, that's the problem with the dunk contest. It's like, we need more innovation because everyone's just doing the same dunks every single year. And these guys were missing their dunks. It took Jalen Green, 10 attempts to make one dunk and all that. So the dunk contest, not the greatest. We need real athletes in there. Let's have better participants. And we know that, the superstars don't like to engage and all that. So we'll see. Everybody's not really loving the dunk contest this season. We'll see if they make any switches to it for next year, what happens with it. But yeah, not the greatest dunk contest, and definitely didn't live up to that Zach Levine, Aaron Gordon from 2016. That was all on the timeline last night, and I was loving it. I was loving watching that, rewatching that, because all those dunks were absolutely magnificent. Aaron Gordon maybe should have won it. I mean, all those dunks, getting it from the mascot and then sitting, and oh my goodness, it's just fantastic. But shout out to Zach Levine as well. He had some masterful dunks in that as well. So for on today's show, let's get to that. Today on the show, we are going to be kind of talking through the NBA power rankings. We haven't done NBA. We did NBA power rankings like once this season, but that was real early on. I want to say maybe in the first 2 weeks of the NBA season. When the NFL season and NBA season are on at the same time, we focus in the NFL season, and really, the first half of the NBA season, it's not the greatest. It doesn't mean that much. It's really after the All-Star break, the back end of the season is truly when we get, the NBA we all love to watch. Everything matters, less load management, making a play for the playoffs, for the play-in tournament and all that. So now that we're at the All-Star break here, I want to have our official power ranking, so then we can start recalibrating it on a weekly basis, moving forward after the All-Star break when games resume on a Thursday. So it'd probably be like on every Thursday show, we'll re-update the power rankings, but we have a clean slate right here. So I want to kind of talk through the top, I think we're doing the top 12 teams, and it will tell you why we're not going to put some teams in consideration for the top 10 and all that. How many teams do we got? Do we got 14? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, so we've got 14 teams here, and we'll talk through, order them, and we'll have our final power rankings, or really our initial power rankings for the NBA season as we progress after the All-Star break. So we'll talk all through that, and if it gets too talky or if it just doesn't work out, I don't know if this is going to work out. I hope it does. I'm pretty sure I can make it work out, so I'm not worried about it. But, if it gets, too crazy, if it doesn't sound good and all that, we'll cut the show short. We've got no problem doing that. So we've got all that today on the show. We've got to talk about one NFL topic, so let's just jump right into that as well. And we also will bet on the NBA All-Star game tonight. We will do that as well. I don't know if I mentioned that, but let's start the show here. And before we get into any NBA here, let's talk about the one breaking news in the NFL. And this is fantastic. This is what we've wanted all along. The man's not a head coach, folks. We just have to, get over that. I don't know if he was fired because of race or he's not hired because of race and all that. We'll never know. We don't know. We can't get inside people's minds and intentions and all that. So maybe he was fired because of racism. That obviously needs to change here. But at the end of the day, folks, he's not a head coach. Being a head coach is so much different than just being a good coordinator offensively, defensively, or anything like that. It's got to have leadership. You have to be able to lead men, an entire team, oversee an entire team, coach on the field on Sundays, break it all down, make sure everybody's doing their part, make sure all the players are giving it their all. There's so much that goes into the head coaching spot. And some guys just aren't cracked out for it. Everybody loved Adam Gase as an offensive coordinator. He's not good, but everybody loved it. Then he was a head coach, and he was not a head coach at all. Look at the leadership. Look at him at every single press conference after the game, head down, not looking at anybody. Is that a leader? Is he talking with confidence? No. And Brian Flores was a little better than Adam Gase at the podium, but still never great. Never really kind of shutting down the rumors. Never truly getting behind all of his players. Remember Brian Flores during that Deshaun Watson potential. Was he going to Miami? Everybody in the national media was like, hey, he's going to Miami. The deal's done. That rumor was in the news, in the press every single day until it was officially squashed, after the midway point of the NFL season, when after the trade deadline and all that, when you really couldn't do anything with Deshaun Watson. That's when it was officially squashed, because there was zero chance at that point that the Dolphins would get Deshaun Watson. But up until that point, Brian Flores just kept saying, for right now, Tua's our quarterback. And we say that when you say for right now, or at this current moment, or hey, right now at 12:11 p.m. Eastern time, Tua's the quarterback. That's not saying that he's the quarterback for the year, for the future, and all of that. So he kept those rumors afloat. Tua's supposedly supposed to be the franchise guy. Now everybody in the Dolphins organization is truly saying that, and we get Mike McDaniels, the new head coach, saying, hey, he's ride or die with Tua on the plane to Miami. He's calling up Tua on FaceTime, ready to rock, setting, the boundaries and what their working relationship is going to be like. We never got anything like that by Brian Flores the 3 years he was there, the 2 with Tua that he was there. So, Brian Flores, he's just not the guy. He's not the guy. He's a great guy, great defensive coordinator, and this is why this is fantastic by the Steelers team, because Brian Flores has just been hired as the Steelers senior defensive assistant. Senior defensive assistant / linebackers coach, I believe, is the official title for the man, but senior defensive assistant coordinator, yeah, that's exactly that. He's great defensively, fantastic mind defensively, and we see that by Brian Flores, but he's not a head coach. So here we go. He got here in 2019, folks. And this was year one with Brian Flores, and we will give him the benefit of the doubt here because this was year one. We've got no problem. But offensively ranked points-wise, the Dolphins were 25th. Offensively ranked yards-wise, the Dolphins were 27 that year. So once again, the offense was real lackluster. The defense was also lackluster. Brian Flores getting everything kind of together because it was year one, so we give him a little bit of a break. Defensive ranked was 32 points-wise. Defensive yards ranked was 30th. So really the entire team was not good at all. Also, the points differential for the Dolphins, Brian Flores' first year, was a -188, and that was the worst in team history, folks. That was the worst ever. 188 was the second season, -188 points differential, so you gave up 188 more points than you scored. The only other time that happened, or even close to that, was 1967, where they were exactly -188. So Brian Flores lacking offense year one. Offense year two, a little bit better, 15th ranked offensively points-wise, 22nd ranked offensively yard-wise. The defense was fantastic, 6th ranked defensively points-wise, so points given up, they were 6th ranked, fantastic. Yards given up, they were 20th ranked, so we saw a big jump defensively and offensively from year 1 to year 2, but then year 2 to year 3, we're back regressing offensively. The Dolphins went from 15th ranked points-wise to 22nd ranked points-wise. They went from 22nd ranked yards-wise offensively to 25th ranked yards offensively. So the offense was always an afterthought. It was never the priority, and the team truly lacked because of that. Now the defense was still good. Year 3, they were 16th ranked points-wise and 15th ranked yards-wise that season defensively, last season. So yes, the defense is fantastic by Brian Flores. We've been championing that all 3 years. We've loved Brian Flores. We've loved this Dolphins defense. The Dolphins defense was carrying this team the last 2 seasons, absolutely. But the pieces were there offensively. We had Tua, who's fantastic. Accuracy is really the best thing about him, and we had Jalen Waddle, and that connection was starting to get going kind of later in the season. That really should have been established kind of early on. They already had the connection. They play together. You just have to implement it. But Brian Flores never kind of prioritizing the offense, let it go, an afterthought. And now Tua, everybody in the national media thinks he's trash. Nobody's buying into him. Your own team isn't even buying into him, and that starts at the head coaching spot. Mike McDaniels, the first minute he's hired, yes, Tua, let's rock. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to work with you. We never got anything close to that by Brian Flores. So yes, great defensive mind, great defensive schemer, just not the head coach. And that's not a knock. There's only 32 guys that really can be a head coach, firstly. And to be a good head coach, it's crazy. Urban Meyer from the college system, great college coach. He goes to the NFL. The man, I don't even know what the hell that was. Awful job. Adam Gase, everybody, oh my God, he's so good. He's so talented. Peyton Manning would not be Peyton Manning without Adam Gase. And then he goes to be a head coach, and he can't get it done. So I get racism exists. I'm not denying that. But, not everything is always about race. And here with Brian Flores not being a head coach, he's just not the leader. He's not a head coach material, in my opinion. We need the offense first and foremost. We're in an offensive era in the NFL, so already kind of defensive guys are already behind the 8 ball at that point. And then you add on the non-leadership of Brian Flores. You add on top of that never truly buying into the quarterback, whether he truly believes it or not, that's irrelevant. You've got to be the leader. You have to go out and say, Tua's our guy. I have a 100% faith and believability in him. Whether you don't believe that in your heart and your core, that's irrelevant. That's who you have right now. That's what you must be saying on a daily basis, squashing those rumors. And those rumors were never squashed. The Dolphins in the national media were always the front runner for Deshaun Watson, and that never played out. So congratulations to Brian Flores. The Steelers should be good. They're really just a quarterback away, folks, and they don't have that quarterback on their team, so they're still missing a quarterback. We'll see if Mike Tomlin can shore up that quarterback. We believe he can, but we'll see how it goes. You can't win with Mason Rudolph. You can't win with Dwayne Haskins, and you can't win with the other guy that's on there. Man, I'm blanking on the name, but can't win with any quarterbacks currently on this Dolphins roster. So got to look in the trade market, the free agent market, and got to look in the draft. So we'll see what the Steelers do at quarterback wise. But man, oh man, we know the Steelers defense is good. Brian Flores back with Minkah Fitzpatrick. Ooh. I hated when they traded Minkah Fitzpatrick. I believe they traded him in 2019. Hated when they did that, but now Brian Flores with them, and we know Brian Flores is going to be able to utilize them. Yes, sir. So watch out for the Steelers defense. Should be absolutely fantastic. Just need the quarterback to really kind of compete this upcoming season. But well done for Brian Flores. He's got a job. He's having his cake and really eating it too. Yeah, he's not the head coach, but he's a senior defensive assistant. That's a pretty good title, no? So you get on a team. You're also suing the NFL. I mean, bingo, bango, getting everything you wanted. So, hey, shout out and praise Brian Flores. I give him the man credit. Standing up for what he believes in, that I'm still getting a job. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Fantastic. So we'll see how, this entire case plays out and all that as more information comes out. But congratulations to Brian Flores for getting another job. And I believe this is an extremely fantastic fit for the man. Alrighty, so this is all we needed to go over for the NFL, so now let's shift gears to the NBA, and before we start kind of talking through our NBA power rankings, let's quickly touch on the NBA All-Star Game tonight. And once again, DraftKings is truly dropping the ball here. What the hell? I can't do a same-game parlay for the All-Star Game? What the hell is that about? I want to do some props. I want to do, this is what I want to do, and I don't understand what's going on with these sports books, folks. I mean, limited options, way limited options. We couldn't even bet on the dunk contest or the three-point contest. I don't think anybody could bet on the dunk contest all night. How crazy, no sports books. And then we saw DraftKings with no three-point contest, but then somebody tweets at me in the middle, a little bit later in the day, showing that they could bet on DraftKings the three-point contest. Let me bring this up here. Yeah, somebody took a screenshot of them being able to bet on the three-point contest. That never showed up on my end. We showed y'all on the desktop version while we were talking through it live during the show, but then every hour I was checking it on my app, and this never showed up for me. So what the hell is going on, DraftKings? You're allowing some people or some states to bet on the three-point contest, but not others? I'm confused. So I don't know if we're starting to dig into a little bit of a betting conspiracy here, but I didn't like that I had the option. Now I do thank DraftKings for not allowing me to bet, because I was about to bet Fred VanVleet and throw a little bit of money on Zach Levine to win, and now I'm glad I didn't. But also shout out to Karl Anthony Towns at plus 1,300 odds winning the thing. Bigs control the league, folks. Do y'all get it now? A big just won the three-point contest. It's over. It's over. Small ball guards, it's done. It's over. That NBA is the NBA of the past. If you don't have a good big, a dominant scoring, rebounding, assisting, facilitating, leadership, coaching, just high IQ big, don't expect to win the ring, okay? Bigs are here, okay? So, yeah, Karl Anthony Towns winning the three-point contest. But back to this. DraftKings, the hell is going on? Why are you blocking me from betting? What the hell is that? You got a vendetta against me? Am I taking a little bit too much money from DraftKings? They got to limit my options of betting? When you're that great, that's what happens, folks, all right? So, real interesting there. And then tonight, for DraftKings, no same-game parlay. I want to bet the bigs. I'm going big on the bigs tonight, folks. So, yes, I want all of this, folks. I want to parlay all of this together. I want Giannis over 25.5 points. Big, big. I want Joel Embiid over 23.5 points. Big, big. I want Karl Anthony Towns over 12.5 points. Big, big. Who else is a big out here? Oh, and you already know we got to get the Joker, baby. Joker over 11.5 points. Big. Yes, I want to parlay all these together, but we can't, DraftKings. So I was like, all right, well, if DraftKings isn't going to allow me to do this, let me go to FanDuel. But then FanDuel is limiting my options. I can't take all of them, folks. I could take Joel Embiid. I could take Giannis, but I can't get, who are the other two that we wanted? We can't get Karl Anthony Towns, and we can't bet on Jokic because FanDuel, I think, is only offering the points props on the starters. So I can't even do my four-teamer same-game parlay betting on the bigs. Come on. What are we doing? What are we doing out here, sports bucks? Are you afraid to lose a little bit of money to take spy fans? Huh? I hate it, folks. I absolutely hate it. So the best we can do, and look at this, the spread isn't even up on FanDuel. They are beefing the All-Star games in the NFL. They beefed everything. I don't think you could bet on anything in the NFL All-Star game, Pro Bowl game. And in the NBA, everything is limited? What? So, truly disappointed here in the sports books, folks. Oh, my goodness. So, we can't parlay these all together. How unfortunate. Doesn't make any sense to me, but, whatever. So we get the actual spread here. DraftKings has the spread. FanDuel doesn't have the spread. FanDuel has same-game parlays, but not everybody. DraftKings has nothing like that. So it's just crazy, folks. It's just crazy how limited they're being in the All-Star games. What the hell is that about, folks? Because is it predetermined? A little ring? Well, we'll just pose the question. Y'all can have your own thoughts on that. So Team Durant, Team LBJ tonight, folks. We get Durant +6, Team LeBron -6, and here are the rosters for the starters of Team LeBron. We got Giannis, Curry, DeRozan, LeBron, Jokic. We get 2 bigs in the starting lineup. Yeah, that's who I want. Give me the good bigs. Unfortunately, both teams do have 2 bigs each. I'm a little disappointed there. LeBron has Giannis and Jokic. Oh, and they also have, Jared Allen. So that's 3 bigs. Jared Allen, obviously not as offensively talented as, the tier 1 bigs, Jokic, Cat, Giannis, Embiid, and all that. But a solid tier 2 big, absolutely. So 3 bigs for Team LeBron, where Team Durant has Embiid in the starting lineup, and that's it. We got Embiid, John Morant, Jason Tatum, Andrew Wiggins, and Trae Young in the starting lineup. Give me Team LeBron. And then off the bench, they have Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert. I'm almost done with Rudy Gobert, folks. This man better shore it up in the back end of the season after the All-Star break. The man can't guard the perimeter. What are you doing? You can't guard the perimeter, folks. And in the new big league, Karl-Anthony Towns that just won the 3-point contest. If you can't guard the perimeter, what are you doing? What are you doing? Don't play basketball if you can't guard the perimeter as a big. Did you see who just won the 3-point contest in a little bit of dominating, convincing fashion? Yes. So Rudy Gobert, get a hold of yourself, please. So they have Rudy Gobert coming off the bench and Karl-Anthony Towns coming off the bench. That's fantastic. We love Karl-Anthony Towns. But love Team LeBron here. They got 3 great bigs where Team Durant only really has 2. I'm not counting Rudy Gobert as a good big. He has to earn that title back. So yeah, love this. And then we get DeMar DeRozan. I mean, we're championing him for MVP. You get Steph Curry, who is like the best guard, the OG guard that is still relevant in today's league because he can still hit the 3. Not as of recently because the man's been struggling a little bit, but in an All-Star game, I'm sure he catches the energy and the juice. So I'm loving this Team LeBron way better than Team Durant. So I am going to swallow 6 points here with Team LeBron. I want all this in a same game parlay, Vegas. Are you understanding me? Don't be cowards and not allow me to bet this 5-leg same team parlay. Because if this cashes, somebody's owing me some money. I don't know who it is, whose pocket the money's going to come out of, but I will be calling DraftKings. I will be talking to somebody, and if I have to fly down to wherever they're located, wherever they're based out of, I will do that, because the fact that I cannot bet this and I would throw $10,000 on this. Are you understanding, folks? Are you understanding, Vegas? You almost had a $10,000 bet right here, and you're missing out because you don't want to allow a same game parlay? Okay, Vegas. If you want to miss out on 10, well, you wouldn't even be missing out on 10,000 because I would be winning. I'd be winning, folks. So, love all of this right here. I'm betting on the bigs, betting on the bigs. I'm over it. If you're not a big, you're done. You're not even in the conversation. I'm only talking bigs for the rest of the NBA season, folks. Done with everybody not a big. Give me the bigs. I run a team with 5 bigs on the floor, folks, and I guarantee we win every single game. We break the 72-9 Warriors, or 73-9 Warriors record, okay? Give me 5 bigs. I'm the best team in the league. So I love all this tonight, folks. I love Giannis over the 25.5. Love Joel Embiid over the 23.5. Love Karl Anthony Towns over the 12.5. And love Jokic over 11.5. That's the most disrespectful value of the night right there. If you just want to bet one, which is what we're going to have to do on DraftKings, just want to bet like one single here, Jokic over 11.5 points. That's the best value of the night. And then Team LeBron -6 to tie it all together. All right, so that is the NBA All-Star Game tonight, tipping off when do we got this, 8 o'clock, something along those lines, so we'll see who wins, but watch out for the bigs tonight, folks, the bigs, they'll get it done. Alrighty, so now let's get into it, folks. Let's jump right into our NBA top 10 power rankings talk through. We're going to take a team at a time, and we're going to be looking for some key factors on how we rank these teams 1 through 10. So this is how we're going to do it, folks. I already have the 14 teams that we're going to be talking about that can get a chance, a spot in the top 10. And we're taking it by basically the top, we took the top 6 of the Eastern and Western conferences, and then we added the Raptors because I've loved what they've been doing as of recently, 8-2 in their last 10, so they're truly getting it done. And I also took the Timberwolves, who are also kind of right on the edge of playing tournament or a guaranteed playoff spot. So we have the top 6 in the Eastern and Western Conference. We added the, I guess, top 7. We did take 1 through 7 in each Eastern and Western Conference. And those are going to be the teams that get a chance to kind of plead their case on why they should be in the top 10. Now, we're not doing the Nets. I'm done with the Nets, folks. I'm over the Nets with Kyrie Irving playing every other game. Kevin Durant injured, banged up, and Ben Simmons, I don't know how well he's going to work here with Steve Nash in this Nets team. So I'm not even giving this Nets team any credit, folks. They will not be in our inaugural top 10 at the All-Star break. They can work their way in the top 10, absolutely, but I'm not starting them out anywhere near the top 10. They are so lackluster besides Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. So shout out to Steph Curry and Andre Drummond for winning a game. I think they won 1 when they were out on the floor. We love that. But everything else on that team is just so gosh dang garbage. So we're not even putting the Nets even inside the top 10, folks. Not even entertaining that idea. I do not care. This Nets team, because you've got Durant, because you have Durant coming back, because Ben Simmons, who hasn't played this entire year and still can't shoot, he's going to work well with this team. Well, let me see it before I start believing it. So not even entertaining the Nets. I was close to entertaining the Hawks, but they kind of floundered. They hit a nice stretch, but then they've kind of floundered right before the All-Star break. So they're going to have to still kind of prove themselves after the All-Star break if they want to crack the top 10. And then here we go in the Western Conference. There's really, I mean, the Clippers, no. The Lakers, absolutely not. In the Blazers, they're not even close to kind of cracking the top 10. So we're only kind of taking the top 14 teams in the NBA at the current moment at the All-Star midway point of the season. And we'll talk it all through. And how we're going to do it is we've got them ranked, well, not ranked, but we have that. We're going to be talking about them in order of kind of their win percentage and their record. So, you know, the kind of the teams with the best record are in the forefront here. And as we go and talk through them, you know, we'll see. We'll put, you know, the Suns, that's going to be the first team we're talking about. We'll put the Suns number 1, and then, you know, number 2, I think, is the Warriors, and we'll see. Compared to the Suns, you know, are they better? Are they worse? Do we keep the Suns at the 1? Do we keep the Warriors at the 2? And then we'll just keep going and going down the list until we've talked through all 14 teams. We have our solidified top 10, and that will be our official kind of starting point of power rankings to the back end of the season throughout the playoffs and all of that. Now, some key factors we're going to be keying in on as we talk through these teams. We're going to be counting quality wins throughout the year. How many quality wins do you have? And quality wins are going to be teams in the top 6. Teams that are in a guaranteed playoff spot at the current moment. Playing tournament teams, we're not going to count those as quality wins. So we're going to take quality wins into consideration. We're going to be taking into account the team's big three. Every team, if you want a chance to win in this league, you must have a big three. So what is the team's big three? How are they looking and all that? And then the depth ability. I need to see some depth on these teams. I can't just have a great starting lineup or a great big three and then everything else is trash. And a little bit of the Timberwolves. That's a little bit where we get into the Timberwolves area. They got a fantastic big three. Everything else is a little bit too inconsistent for us to truly love. But, you know, we'll still talk about the Timberwolves because they have kind of earned it. Being kind of number 7 here in the Western Conference and, you know, just being good. Anthony Edwards kind of floundering in the back end to the All-Star break, kind of letting us down a little bit, but we'll see if this Timberwolves team can crack the top 10. So we've got quality wins, we've got big three, how that looks, we got the depth ability, and we'll count blowout losses. Any blowout losses kind of leaving a bad taste in our mouth, and that will be maybe our 4th metric we use on how we kind of order and rank these teams. So, with all that being said, let's jump right into our first team to talk about, and that's the team with the best record in the NBA at the current moment, the Phoenix Suns. Wow. Chris Paul is this Chris Paul's best season, folks, of recently? We know he's, a little bit maybe potentially ready to age out of the league a little bit. Let me quickly what do we got with Chris Paul? 36. I just want to see his overall stats currently quickly compared to last season and all that. So Chris Paul at the current moment, 36, man, oh man, and still going strong. So averaging 14 and 10, man, oh man, double-digit assists. This is the double-digit assist, 10 plus assists for the first time since 2015-2016. So in the last 5-6 years, folks, Chris Paul is back to averaging 10 plus assists. The points aren't that great or that impressive, but that's why he's got Devin Booker, and that's why he's got DeAndre Ayton. He really just needs to be a point guard out on the floor for the Suns team. So we get Chris Paul playing at his best at the current moment. Gotta love it. So let's quickly see what we've got for the Suns team in quality wins. Quality wins are against the Heat, the Bulls, the 76ers, the Cavs, the Bucks, the Celtics in the Eastern Conference. In the Western Conference, a quality win is against the Warriors, the Grizzlies, the Jazz, the Mavericks, and the Nuggets. How many wins do the Suns have against those good teams? So here we go. Every team that they've beat so far this season. We've got the Lakers, the Cavs, that's one, the Pelicans, the Rockets, the Hawks, the Kings, the Blazers, the Grizzlies, that's another one. The Rockets, the Timberwolves, the Mavericks twice, back-to-back, that's 2. The Nuggets, that's another one. We got the Spurs, the Cavs again, the Knicks, the Nets, the Warriors, that's another one. Man. The Pistons, they lose against the Warriors in their other meeting. They beat the Spurs, the Celtics, that's another quality win. The Blazers, the Wizards, the Hornets, the Lakers, the Thunder, they lose to the Warriors. Ooh, the Warriors, a little bit of their kryptonite, a little bit. They lose against the Grizzlies second time around. They beat the Thunder. They lose against the Celtics the next time around. They beat the Hornets, the Pelicans, the Clippers, the Raptors, the Pacers, the Pistons, the Spurs, the Mavericks again. Nice. Beating the Pacers, beating the Jazz twice back-to-back. Fantastic. We're at 11 points so far. Then they beat the Timberwolves, the Spurs, the Nets. They lose to the Hawks. They beat the Wizards. They beat the Bulls, the 76ers, a quality win. The Bulls, a quality win. The Bucks, a quality win. They beat the Magic, the Clippers, and the Rockets to end out the first half of the season, and we are at 14 quality, great wins against this Suns team, or for this Suns team. So absolutely fantastic there, beating the better teams, the upper echelon of teams here. Have they really got blown out? Any blowouts, really 10 or more points? We get a 9-point loss against the Hawks. Anything else here? The 23-point loss against the Heat. We'll save bad losses for a kind of tiebreaker. I don't want to kind of go through and talk points and math, quick math and all that. So we get this Suns team at 48 wins. They've got 14 quality wins against good teams out here. And now the roster of the Celtics Suns team, geez Louise, the depth chart of this Suns team, their big three, Chris Paul, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton. I can rock with that big three, absolutely. Chris Paul, the facilitator, Devin Booker, the scorer, and then we got DeAndre Ayton, the beef down low, who can defend, and then also put up some points here. What do we got with Devin Booker, or DeAndre Ayton? Is this man averaging, I want to say he's averaging like 15 and 10, is that correct? 16 and 10, look at that. So, offensively, getting it done defensively, grabbing the boards, DeAndre Ayton, not a tier 1 big, not as, offensively gifted as Joel Embiid and Karl Anthony Towns and Jokic and all that, Giannis and all that, obviously, but a really good tier 2 big. And then we having Jay Crowder at the 4, solid defender. The 3 is a little bit spotty, a little bit up and down, a little bit of hit and miss, but overall that defense. We get Mccall Bridges, another great offensive scorer. And then this bench of having Cameron Payne and Landry Shamet and Cameron Johnson and Torrey Craig. Shout out to Torrey Craig. This man doesn't get enough love, but just to kind of be like the 5th, the 7th, 8th, 9th option, having Aaron Holiday, bringing him in at the trade deadline, another great depth piece. JaVale McGee, folks, we're talking about the bigs here. JaVale McGee aging out of this league. I want to say the man's like 38. He's only 34? JaVale McGee's only 34, is that right? All right, I give this man credit, but averaging 9 and 6, 10 and 7, round them up. They're both at .9s, 10 and 7 coming off the bench, folks. This is fantastic, great depth and great production. JaVale McGee truly getting it done. So this Suns team is really checking all the boxes, and we will put them at the number 1 seed at the current moment. Now, when we do the next team, we'll kind of compare it to the Suns. Where do we see them and all that? But this Suns team is really checking every single box, and I want to say this Suns team is better than what the Suns were last season, and they were very good. They got to the finals and all that, but I believe that experience, we're getting just kind of lethal Chris Paul at this point in the season, folks. He's not gimmicky. There's no smiles. There's no fun. He's not kind of goofing off and joking. This man wants the ring. When you get to the finals and experience it, that's when it all sets in. Chris Paul never being there in his career before last season, and now we get this lethal killer instinct Chris Paul this season, and that's the Chris Paul we all love to see. So this truly could be the Suns' year entering the back end of the season, but we're gonna need Devin Booker to really get it done. Devin Booker is their main scorer here. He's the one that is really kind of offensively forward. Chris Paul, he can go for like 25 a game. He can do that, but that's not truly his game. More about 14 points, what he's averaging right now. 14 and 10, fantastic. DeAndre Ayton, he can be kind of that 25 a night down low in the paint score as well. But once again, that's not really his game. He's not really like Bam Adebayo like that. That can be kind of a little bit more aggressive offensively. But so Devin Booker is really going to have to kind of shore it up and be that 25 to 30 point a night scorer here. Now, the Suns team does have the bench to get it done offensively. Literally everybody can score on this bench. Cameron Payne, Cameron Johnson, Landry Shamet, Torrey Craig, JaVale McGee, Aaron Holiday. I mean, they've got pieces, folks. They are a very great depth team here, deep team. And then you still get Dario Saric. Is this man ever coming back? Is this man ever playing? So, I mean, they've even got more depth at the big position if needed. So the Suns team is truly freaking deep, but we just need Devin Booker to be that main offensive guy, consistent every single night, and we know he can do that. So the Suns team at the current number 1 spot, we'll see if they lose it, but man, oh man, the Suns team, they are checking all the boxes. Absolutely fantastic. So Suns, we got them at the first position. But now let's go to the second best team record-wise in the league, and that's the Golden State Warriors. Now, they have just been floundering here like the last 2.5, maybe even the last 3 weeks. Steph Curry's not looking like anything Steph Curry-like. The 3 not falling like it usually is, and when it's not falling, it's a little bit of a glaring issue for the Warriors. We've also had Draymond Green be out for a while, and he is so undervalued, folks, so disrespected in the sports media, social media, all that. Draymond Green is a huge key to this Warriors team. The leadership, the defense, the floor IQ. He's a little bit of a floor general, and he's at the 4 spot, folks. So he really checks all the boxes, and, we see this Warriors team not be as good without Draymond Green on the floor than what they are with him on the floor. So give Draymond Green so much more credit than what y'all have been giving him. They don't really have a good big to begin with. They got Kevon Looney. Shout out to Jonathan Kuminga at the 4, truly stepping it up here ever since Draymond Green has truly went down. But they don't have that depth. They don't have that big. They don't have that beef. That's why they truly need Draymond Green back as soon as possible. Now, do we have any timetable on Draymond Green's return? Are we just waiting till after the All-Star break, or is it a little bit longer? Warriors accused of lying about Draymond Green's injury. Oh, this was 23 hours ago. No. The Golden State Warriors are title contenders if Draymond Green is healthy, but one NBA insider has doubts about whether he will be again. Hang on. Let me get this. Has serious doubts about whether he will be again at any point this season. Oh my goodness. ESPN senior writer Brian Windhorst appeared on Part of the Interruption with Tony Kornheiser and Michael Wilbon Tuesday, February 15th. The host asked Windhorst which franchise he believes is a favorite to emerge. He says, quote, "I'm not sure about Draymond Green's injury. I know that they have said that they think he'll be back, but the Warriors' track record of telling the truth on injuries this year has not been good. So, yeah, we really can't even count on Draymond Green being back this season. So, that's truly going to hurt the Warriors. We know Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, they're great, and, they can, on any given night, go off and pop off and carry the entire team. You still got Jordan Poole coming off the bench, another guard that can score the ball. We all saw Jordan Poole in the starting lineup when Klay Thompson wasn't ready to go this season, getting it done. So we believe in the guards, absolutely. But we don't really have any bigs here. And what are they in their last 10? Because they have been floundering before the All-Star break. We get this Warriors team 6-4 in their last 10. That ain't good. Lost their last 2 games here. That's not good. That's not what you want to see as kind of the second best record-wise team in the league like this. So, Warriors, Steph Curry's going to have to get out of this shooting funk, absolutely, if they want to even have a chance of making it without Draymond Green. Alrighty, so that's their roster. It's good. Obviously, whenever you have Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, you're always in Steve Kerr at the head coaching position, leadership position, high IQ there at the coaching spot. Whenever you have those three, you're always going to be in the game. You're obviously going to be in the game. You're going to be in the media. You're going to be in the news. You're going to be in the game. You're going to be hitting shots. We know this. It's just, are you going to be able to win a 7-game series? Are you going to be able to beat a team like the Suns? Are you going to be able to beat a team like the if you have to face the 76ers in the finals, if that does come to be, will you be able to go toe-to-toe with Joel Embiid with no Draymond Green, with just Kevon Looney down low? Is that going to be something that's possible to win the ring? I don't know, folks. I truly don't know. It's a bigs league. This is a bigs world. This is a bigs world. And it'd be nothing without a big and a big. You need two bigs, but one big should suffice. But it's a bigs world, folks, okay? All right, let's count these quality wins for this Warriors team, shall we? Here we go. Quality wins, what we count as top 6 teams in the Eastern and Western Conference at the All-Star break. So here we go. We got wins against the Lakers, the Clippers, the Kings, the Thunder, the Hornets, the Pelicans, the Rockets, the Hawks, the Timberwolves, the Bulls. There it is. Quality win number 1 right there. They beat the Nets. They beat the Cavs. Quality win. We get the Pistons, the Raptors, the 76ers. Quality win. The Blazers, the Clippers, the Suns. Quality win. The Magic, the Blazers, the Pacers, the Knicks, the Celtics. Quality win. The Kings, the Grizzlies. Quality win. The Suns. Quality win. The Jazz. Quality win. The Heat. Quality win. The they lose against the Mavericks. They beat the Cavs again. Quality win. We're at 10. The Bulls. Quality win. The Rockets, the Jazz, quality win. The Mavericks, a quality win. The Timberwolves, the Nets, the Rockets, the Spurs, the Kings, the Thunder, the Lakers, the Clippers. No, they lost against the Clippers. So we got 13 quality wins here for this Warriors team. It was, did I do 2 sets of 5? Man, counting on one hand, not the greatest. Is that 7 or 13 or 8 or 13? Quickly. Let me see if I can get to 5 quickly. We got the Cavs. Going back quickly, folks. Cavs, 76ers, Suns, Celtics, Grizzlies. Yeah, okay. 13. Yes. All right. So, is that 13? Do I have to? Okay. Sorry, folks. And I apologize. I know I'm counting and all that. All right. Let's see if I can actually keep track of my fingers this time. One last time for the quality wins over for this Warriors team. Here we go. We've got the Bulls, the Cavs, the 76ers, the Suns, the Celtics again. There, it's 5. That's a 5 mark right there. Then we're the Suns at 6. The Jazz at 7. The Heat, that's 8. Yeah, we're at 13. All right, 13. Cavs make it 9, so yeah. All right, 13 quality wins for this Warriors team. So can't say that this Warriors team is better than the Suns. So we will put this Warriors team at the number 2 spot. And man, oh man, they're gonna have to kind of hope these other teams are a little bit worse than them, because I don't know if this Warriors team is gonna be keeping this 2 spot for long. But let's see who our next team to discuss up is, and it's the Grizzlies. And man, oh man, have I been so impressed by this Grizzlies team, folks. Getting rid of Valanciunas was the best thing for this Grizzlies team. And how crazy is that? As we're entering this Bigs league, this new Bigs league, they get rid of an offensive, little bit of great offensive dominant big in Valanciunas. Shout out to Valanciunas. And he's making it work with the Pelicans, folks, so he's still getting his. But they replace Valanciunas with Steven Adams. Steven Adams is not an offensive big. He's a good defensive big. Very good defensive big. Definitely down low as well. But not, obviously, the likeness of Joel Embiid, Jokic, Giannis, Vucevic. Get that man in there as well. So obviously we know Steven Adams scoring is not his game. That's fine. But this Memphis Grizzlies team is still top 3 teams in the league record-wise. So shout out to that. And that's just because Ja Morant, the big leader, facilitator on the floor, and then having so much depth. This Grizzlies team is deep dish pizza, folks. The starting 5, Ja Morant, Desmond Bane, Zaire Williams, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Steven Adams. But then off the bench we get Tyus Jones, Anthony Melton, Kyle Anderson, Brandon Clark, Xavier Tillman once he comes back. So, I mean, we're talking about 9 deep here, potentially 10 deep out here that can all score the ball. Everybody on this Grizzlies team really can kind of shoot. So, Grizzlies team really deep. Ja Morant having a season. Man's having a season. What do we got? Averaging 26 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. Fantastic. This man's playing better than he did last season. Is this correct or no? Let me see. Can I quickly bring up this man's last season? Can I just get this man's last season? Here it is. This is 2021. What is he averaging here? 2021. The man's averaging 26, 5, and 7. Go back to last season. We get his averages here. Total season. Just want the average on the season. How hard is that? Man, oh man. All right. Regular season stats. Averaging. Here we go. 19, 4, and 7. So yeah, I mean, the points are way up from last season to this season. Facilitating the floor is still on that same level. Rebounding even up here. So yeah, Ja Morant having such a great season this year. Able to kind of play more free because they freed up the ball dominant big down low of Valanciunas. And you know, not the most ball dominant, but we know he's putting up the points and he's definitely getting it done. And you know, he was a huge pick and roll with Ja Morant and all that. But now Ja Morant a little bit more freer, can just shoot it to all the guards, doesn't have to worry about, feeding Steven Adams the ball down low because he's not scoring anyway. So he can get all the other kind of bench role players involved into the game, hitting the threes, hitting the outside shots. So this Grizzlies team, folks, is truly, truly gosh dang great. Now, let's count their quality wins. Are they actually beating the good teams, or are they just kind of, mopping up the bad teams, and that's where they're getting all their wins from. So here we go. Currently, the Suns are kind of in the first place with 14 quality wins. Let's see if the Grizzlies can get something along those lines. So here we go. The Grizzlies have the wins against the Cavs. That's a quality win, and that's game number 1, baby. Coming out strong, coming out hot. 2-game winning streak, yes, sir. And then they lose their next 2, but that's besides the point. They're third in the Western Conference. Shout out to this team. All right, here we go. Quality wins. We got wins against the Cavs, against the Warriors, against the Nuggets twice back-to-back. We get wins against the Timberwolves, the Rockets, the Clippers, the Jazz, another quality win, the Kings, the Raptors, the Thunder, the Mavericks, a quality win, the Heat, another quality win, the Lakers, the Rockets, the 76ers, quality win. We're at 8 at the current moment, so we don't lose track again. All right, then we get the Blazers, the Kings. We got wins against the Kings, the Suns, another quality win. The Cavs, another quality win. The Clippers, the Lakers, the Warriors, another quality win. The Timberwolves, they beat the Bulls, another quality win. They beat the Nuggets, another quality win. They beat the Jazz, another quality win. They beat the Wizards, the Knicks, the Magic, the Clippers, the Pistons, the Hornets, the Pelicans. And that's their last win, so another 14 quality wins here for the Grizzlies. Yes, they're not just beating the scrubs, folks, and their deep dish pizza. I'm moving this Warriors team to number 3, and I'm putting the Grizzlies right there at number 2. Yes, sir. Love this Grizzlies team so gosh dang much, folks. And shout out to Ja Morant for having an exceptional season so far. Hopefully he can keep it up after the All-Star break. I'm seeing he can. So absolutely, we're putting the Grizzlies at number 2. Love what we've seen from them. Alrighty, here we go. Up the next team up here, we're going the Miami Heat. Alrighty, now this Heat team, little bit of floundering, a tad, not a too much. What do we got in there last time? We got 6-4 in their last 10. Kind of, a little bit inconsistent the last 2 weeks of the regular season here. And this was big time disappointing because there was an era, folks, about maybe a month ago where this Heat team was so deep, they were dogs, they were kind of having many kind of outs on a nightly basis in the starting lineup, having to bring their bench to the starting lineup, in the kind of bench in the starting lineup was getting it done. The role players were getting it done. Shout out to Max Strus. He was one of them getting it done. Who else did we have getting it done? We had Gabe Vincent a couple of games getting it done. Omer Yurtseven, filling in at the starting lineup here and there, getting it done. Caleb Martin truly getting it done on a couple of games as well. So we've seen this bench truly step up when they needed to, but as of recently, the last 2 weeks, that has not really been the case. So we'll see if they can kind of get back to the glory of what made them so good. I think the Heat started to kind of buy into their own hype a little bit, with everybody kind of being good. Oh, and even Kyle Guy, shout out to that man. He had a great game or two in the starting lineup when they needed to call upon him. So I mean, they were going kind of 11 deep out here, folks. So, I think the Heat team kind of started to buy into that because everybody, we called them dogs. We were tweeting that out. We were kind of betting them every single game, and the national media was kind of, talking very highly about this Heat team as well during that stretch, and I think they just kind of truly bought into their own hype, and after that, a little bit of lackluster, losing games they probably shouldn't have, not dominating in as many games, going down to the wire, having big leads, and then losing those big leads, still closing out the games, but I mean, you had a big lead, you lost a big lead in the second half. Like, what is that? Let's play a full quarters of basketball together, shall we? So we love the Heat starters. Kyle Lowry, great. Jimmy Butler, doing it all. We get Bam Adebayo down low at the 5. I mean, good, big, being more aggressive every single season, and this season still being aggressive. Duncan Robinson, the stats say he's fantastic, but I don't really see him being too impactful offensively. He's a good defender, I will give him that, but offensively, he can definitely be a little bit more consistent, in my opinion. I know the stats kind of disagree with that, but, just watching this man on every single game, on how this Heat team wins and his production in the wins compared to the losses and all that, I don't agree with the overall statistical narrative around Duncan Robinson. We get Tyler Hero, been out for the last couple of games as well. He's been fantastic this season, resorting back to what he did in the bubble, so that's fantastic. But yeah, the Heat team leaving a little bit of a bad taste in our mouth as we entered the All-Star break here. Let's quickly count their quality wins. Do they have any quality wins? I think they have some, folks. Let's see how many they have. So here we go, the Heat quality wins. Let's see what we got. They start out the season beating the Bucks. Fantastic win. That's a quality win. They beat the Magic, the Nets, the Hornets, the Grizzlies. Quality win. The Mavericks, a quality win. The Jazz, a quality win. They beat the Jazz again, another quality win. We got wins against the Thunder, the Pelicans, the Wizards, the Pistons, the Bulls, quality win. The Pacers, the Bucks, another quality win. The Bulls, another quality win. We are at 8. The 76ers, a quality win. That's 9. They beat the Magic, the Pacers, the Pistons, the Magic, the Wizards, the Rockets. They beat the Blazers. They beat the Suns. That's 10. Ding, ding, ding. They beat the Hawks twice in a row. They beat the Raptors. They beat the Blazers. They beat the Lakers, the Knicks, the Clippers. They beat the Spurs, the Hornets, the Wizards, the Pelicans, the Nets, the Hornets. So, yeah, we haven't really called a big-time quality win. When was their last big-time quality win? January 8th. So, I mean, it's been about a month, folks. I mean, they lose against the 76ers January 15th. They lose against the Hawks January 21. And the Hawks aren't even in a quality win. They're just, the Hawks have kind of caught fire. I have thought about kind of counting the Hawks inside quality wins since kind of like January onward. But, you know, we're not going to do that. We're just kind of sticking to the top 6 just because the Hawks have kind of truly turned a corner the last kind of month and a half. So, yeah, their last quality win, I mean, we're talking about January 8th. And, folks, that's, you know, what we've been talking about. They have not kind of lived up to what they did so well in the early part of the season since, you know, the last month and a half-ish. So, yeah, they've got 10 quality wins, so we give the Heat credit for that, but not one as of recently, and they've kind of faced some good teams. The 76ers on January 15th. They faced the Raptors January 29th. They faced the Celtics January 31st. They played the Raptors again February 1st, lost. They played the Mavericks February 15th. That was their last good quality opponent potentially to beat, and they lost it by about 8 points. So, this Heat team definitely got to kind of, you know, re-kick it back into gear, and this is a great kind of moment for this Heat team. Everybody kind of take a deep breath in, exhale. Alrighty, we hit a little bit of a rough patch, maybe some turbulence at the you know, the final 3 weeks of the season leading up to the All-Star break, but now we can rely on our leaders on the floor, Jimmy Butler, Kyle Lowry. Shout out to Eric Spoelstra, a great coach that really should have this team refocused in after the All-Star break, after their rest. So I think we can kind of rely on this Heat team after the All-Star break, but we still have to see it before we truly buy into it. So I'm going to put this Heat team, I'm going to put them at number 5, folks. We have the open 4 spot, but I am going to kind of leave a spot ahead of them because I just think there can be a team that we see better than this Heat team because, once again, they've left a little bit of a bad taste in our mouth as we kind of headed into the All-Star break. So we'll see what other team comes up next and if we can kind of put them at number 4, if we have to move the Heat up to number 4 because nobody's kind of outpacing the Heat. But we'll see how it all plays out. But I am going to kind of leave a little bit of a spot there. We'll put Heat at number 5 and see how we have to order it up until this point. Alrighty. Alright, so next game up here, or next team up, is the Chicago Bulls. Oh no, what did I got going on here? Oh yeah, here we go. Alright. The Chicago Bulls. Alrighty, they are currently 38-21, second in the Eastern Conference at the current moment. But man, oh man, can we shout out DeMar DeRozan, folks? This man is MVP candidate. Obviously, we got Jokic and Joel Embiid at kind of, you know, the forefront, but DeMar DeRozan really should be kind of considered number 3 option. I'm not saying he should win it. He should be in the conversation at the very, very minimum. Love what we've been seeing from DeMar DeRozan. Let's get his season averages up here. I'm going to say 28, 6-5. Are we going 28, 6-5? We got 28, 5-5. So, I mean, he's getting it done, folks, truly. being that offensive powerhouse. We've seen multiple 35-plus point nights by the man, picking up the slack. We've seen kind of Lonzo Ball in and out of the lineup here. They've still got Zach Levine and Vucevic, but overall picking up the slack, Lonzo Ball out and all that. Now, with Lonzo Ball being out, we don't really mind because we love their depth of guards. We're championing at the trade deadline the Bulls trading Lonzo Ball. I kind of would have liked to see, honestly, now that I'm kind of going back on it, I think I would have liked to see the Bulls trade with the Lakers, give Lonzo Ball to the Lakers. Lakers give them something. They don't need anything too much. Maybe a little bit of bench depth at the big position, maybe. The Lakers don't have anything great at that. You're not trading Anthony Davis, obviously. But yeah, I think, Lonzo Ball to the Lakers, that would have been fine because we get Ayo Dosunmu. I mean, this man is fantastic. And then we get Kobe White, who's also fantastic. We love Kobe White. So both of these guards can get it done. They can facilitate the floor. And that's the main thing they needed to do. Just facilitate the floor. They've got the scores. You got Zach Levine. You got DeMar DeRozan. You got Vucevic down low. You don't need to be the scorer at the point guard position. You really just need to facilitate the floor. And Ayo Dosunmu and Kobe White can both facilitate the floor, folks. But they also can score the ball a little bit at a better efficiency than Lonzo Ball overall. Lonzo Ball, I think, gets a little bit carried away shooting the ball, and you're just taking away shots from Zach Levine and DeMar DeRozan. Like, you don't want to do that. You just want to facilitate the floor. Yes, you can score when you need to, but look at what Chris Paul's doing. 14 points, 10 assists, getting it done. Not being, the main focus, not trying to be the main scorer of this team on a gamely basis. Leave that up to the actual great shooting stars on this Bulls team. So, really don't mind Lonzo Ball being out. Love the depth here of this Bulls team. And we just got Derrick Jones Jr. back. Yeah, love that, man. Good defender. He's really athletic as heck, can really do it all. And he doesn't need to be kind of the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. He's kind of just needs to be maybe the seventh, eighth scoring option for this team. So that's fantastic for Derrick Jones Jr. We get Tristan Thompson. Yeah, a little bit of depth there. We'll give him credit. So, just a really good team overall, very deep, and the guard play is fantastic, and we're getting kind of the superstars doing what they do, and that's scoring the ball and winning games. Yeah. So, love everything about this Bulls roster. Absolutely love it. And if they have more than 10 quality wins here, I'm putting this Bulls team at maybe I would even consider the 3rd seed. But definitely the 4th seed. So, I'm glad that we did leave a spot there because I like this Bulls team already better than I like the Heat. But let's see how many quality wins this Bulls team has. Hopefully they've got a lot. I don't want to see them just beating bad teams, folks. That's going to kind of leave a bad taste in their mouth, and we won't put them at 4. We'll put them at 6, and we won't even think about putting them at 3. So here we go, this Bulls team. Let's count quality wins, hoping for some good ones here. A lot of them, a lot of good ones. Here we go. They beat the Pistons, the Pelicans, the Pistons, the Raptors, the Jazz, there we go, the Celtics, there we go, 2 quality wins. But then they lose back-to-back to the 76ers. Okay. They beat the Nets, they beat the Mavericks, they beat the Clippers, the Lakers, they beat the Nuggets. Yes, sir, that's another quality win. They beat the Knicks. They beat the Magic. They beat the Hornets, the Knicks, the Nets, the Nuggets again. Another one, that's 5. They beat the Lakers, the Rockets, the Pacers, the Hawks, the Pacers, the Wizards, the Magic, the Wizards. They lose against the Mavericks. They beat the Pistons. They beat the Cavs. That's a quality win. They beat the Thunder. They beat the Raptors. They beat the Blazers. They beat the Magic. They beat the Pacers. They beat the Hornets. They beat the Timberwolves. They beat the Thunder. They beat the Spurs. They beat the Kings. Oh my. Are you telling me this Bulls team only has 6 quality wins? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I did not think it was this low. Oh no. Oh no. Oof, that's big bad, folks. 6 quality wins here? Oh, that's bad. That's real light. That's real bad. Man, oh man, over the last month, they've lost to the 76ers, they've lost to the Suns, they lost to the Raptors, they lost to the Spurs, they lost to the Magic, they lost to the Bucks. They lost to the Grizzlies, they lost to the Celtics. That's like the last month, folks. So they could have added another kind of 4 or 5 there. And they didn't. Oof. Their last quality win was against Ugh, their last quality win. Oh my goodness. The Cavs, January 19th. So, I mean, we've got a month without a quality win. Oh, Bulls. Oh, Bulls. Oh, Bulls. That's big time disappointing. So, not going to move them into number 3. Oh, I did not think it was that low. I did not think those quality wins were that light. Wow. All righty, well. Oh, I like the depth of the Bulls. I do. I think it's good depth, but you know, what is depth if you're losing against good teams? That's not anything impressive. So I got to put this Bulls team at number 6. That 4 spot is still available. We can shift teams up, and that's what we may have to do here, but I'm putting the Bulls here at number 6. Man, oh man. Heat still at 5. We'll keep the 4 spot open. Wow, that's disappointing. Oof, no quality wins there by the Bulls. Truly disappointing. Alrighty, let's go to this Jazz team. Next team up here. Here we go. This Jazz team, they, have been a little bit lackluster the last, 2-3 weeks with no Rudy Gobert, no Donovan Mitchell. The Jazz are still kind of deep, but those are their leaders on the floor. And we saw when both of those players were out, Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, they just weren't winning games at the clip that they were with them out on the floor. Now, we did just get Rudy Gobert back in their last game, and they lost it. So that's not great either. So they definitely have to clean everything up. We have to see Rudy Gobert back being good, but the man can't even guard on the perimeter, and that's kind of why they lost against the That's why they lost against the Lakers in their last game. So we get Donovan Mitchell and we get Rudy Gobert back heading after the All-Star break, so that's good. They were back together on the floor in their last game, but, that was Rudy Gobert's first game back. That was Donovan Mitchell's, second, third game back, so getting reacclimated to the starting lineup and the role and the rhythm of the game. So we can expect this Jazz team to be a little bit better after the All-Star break, but once again, we have to see it before we truly start believing it. But this Jazz team, they're deep. I mean, the starting lineup, Mike Conley, Donovan Mitchell, Bojan Bogdanovic, Royce O'Neal, Rudy Gobert. I mean, that's a really good starting 5. Then you bring in Jordan Clarkson. You bring in Rudy Gay. You bring in Hassan Whiteside. They just get Nickeil Alexander-Walker. You get Daniel House Jr. I mean, you got Eric Paschall. I mean, folks, this is a deep-ass heck team. And they got Juancho Hernan-Gomez. I mean, there it is, folks. So at the trade deadline, they trade Joe Ingles. They get rid of, a horse with a broken leg, and that's what he is at the current moment. It's unfortunate, and, he's had a great career, but it may, unfortunately, come a little up short, maybe ending a little bit sooner than everybody has expected, and that's truly unfortunate. A little disrespectful by the Jazz just to be like, oh, you can't play no more? All right, get the hell out of here. We gotta replace you. We can't just have this chair occupied by somebody that just tore his ACL. We can't be having that, especially at your age, Joe Ingles. Can't be having that on a roster. Got to get out of here. Let's bring in some other younger talent here. So this Jazz team, absolutely deep as heck. Love it. And now they are all truly healthy. All right, now let's count their quality wins. What do we got quality wins-wise with this Jazz team? We got anything good? Hopefully we get more than 6. You get more than 6, I can put you at number 4. I'm still looking for that number 4 spot. Jazz are deeper than the Heat. Jazz are deeper than the Heat. I think I'm comfortable saying that. Yeah, overall, the Heat can be as deep as the Jazz, but we got to see their depth, their role players be good again. We see this Jazz team being consistent. Their role players just needed kind of their leadership back. Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, they got it back. All right, here we go. Let's count their quality wins. Here we go. They got wins against the Thunder, the Kings, the Nuggets. There it is, quality win number 1. The Bucks. Oh, yeah, I love that. They beat the Kings, the Hawks. They beat the Hawks again. They beat the 76ers, quality win. They beat the Raptors. They beat the Kings. They beat the Thunder. They beat the Pelicans. They beat the Blazers. They beat the Celtics, quality win. They beat the Cavs, quality win. They beat the Timberwolves. The 76ers, another quality win. We're at 6 already. All right, here we go. They beat the Wizards, the Clippers, the Hornets, the Timberwolves, the Mavericks, quality win. The Spurs, the Blazers, the Timberwolves, the Pelicans, the Nuggets, quality win. They beat the Nuggets again, quality win. They beat the Pistons. They beat the Nuggets again. That's 10. They beat the Knicks. They beat the Warriors, quality win. They beat the Magic and the Rockets. So that's 11 quality wins. And I mean, this is the losing stretch that we're talking about, folks. I mean, from January 1st up until January 30th, that month of January, I mean, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 losses and 1, 2, 3, 4 wins. 4 and 12 over the month of January. So no Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, I believe, were out during that period of time. And then, you know, rattled off some wins as of recently. Went on a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Finished out the season 6-1, heading into the All-Star break, getting Donovan Mitchell back and all that. So this Jazz team, 11 quality wins. Love seeing that. They're deep. They're back at kind of full strength. We just need Rudy Gobert just to be way better defensively on the perimeter. And that's really going to be the downfall of the Jazz, because Rudy Gobert has not been able to do that his entire career. Even winning Defensive Player of the Year almost every single season. Rudy Gobert in the conversation every single season. Rudy Gobert is good down low. In the clutch, questionable. On the perimeter, big time questionable. Big woofing. That's a big old woof. Rudy Gobert guarding the perimeter. So we like this Jazz team. They've got the pieces, but we need Rudy Gobert to be a better defending big out here, especially since, say it with me, folks, this is a Bigs world. This is a Bigs world, and it'd be nothing without another big on your team. I mean, you need bigs here, folks. It's a Bigs world. Say it with me. Sing it with us, folks, okay? So I will put the Jazz at number 4, but Rudy Gobert, you're on a short leash here. You're on a short leash. What's their first game after the All-Star break? Because this truly could be the deciding factor. Because I would have no problem. I'll put the Jazz here at number 4. But then if they lose that first game, I'll drop them out of the top 10. And Rudy Gobert will have to truly climb Mount Everest to get back into our good graces. This Jazz team. Here we go. Their next opponent is the Mavericks. Okay, Rudy Gobert. There's threes all over the floor. So good luck with that, okay? That's all the Mavericks do. They shoot the threes. The bigs shoot the three. You better be guarding that three-point line. You lose to this Mavericks team, Jazz. And you got the Jazz and the Suns. Oh, yeah. This is perfect, folks. This is exactly what we want to see. We'll give the Jazz the benefit of the doubt here and put them at number 4 for the current moment. But you got the Mavericks and the Suns coming up out of the break. Good luck with that, Rudy Gobert. You better get it done. Now, the Suns, DeAndre in the three's not his game, so he should have a little bit more success there. But against that Mavericks team, hopefully they can stop the barrage that is the three-point shooting shot of this Mavericks team. So, Jazz, they got the 4th spot here, folks. They do have spot number 4. We'll see if they can keep it. Alrighty, next team up here. We got the 76ers. Ooh, yeah. Alrighty. Love this 76ers team. Joel Embiid. This is a Bigs world. Yes? And it's all Joel Embiid. Yes? Love it. So Joel Embiid, obviously. They got a little less deep because they traded Seth Curry and Andre Drummond. I don't love that they traded Andre Drummond. I love that, man. I don't mind them trading Seth Curry because you were bringing in James Harden. But, Andre Drummond has been fantastic coming off the bench. The resurgence of the older bigs. It's not just the starting bigs, folks. It's JaVale McGee. It's Andre Drummond. It's there's one more. Hassan Whiteside's kind of been getting it done for the Jazz. Shout out to that. I mean, we're talking about older bigs. Kevin Love back into it with the Cavs. It's the bigs, folks. They're here. They're everywhere. Starters, bench, everywhere. It's the bigs, folks. This is a Bigs world. So, 76ers, I didn't love that they traded Andre Drummond, but they're still, good. Overall starting lineup is very good. This is a really good starting lineup. They're not deep. They're not as deep as, the Jazz or who else did we say was deep? The number 1 team. Suns are pretty deep. Grizzlies deep. Yeah, so this 76ers team isn't as deep as those teams. But the starting lineup is fantastic. Tyrese Maxey, who's probably going to be filling in at the 1. I would probably say James Harden goes to the 1. Tyrese Maxey goes to the 2. ESPN sees it differently. They have Tyrese Maxey at the 1, James Harden at the 2. I would assume, James Harden would facilitate the floor like he did with the Nets and still score and still rebound and still assist. I mean, I'm assuming he's going to do exactly what he did with the Nets. So you slide Tyrese Maxey to the 2, but however you slice it, Tyrese Maxey's great. He can shoot the ball. He can facilitate the floor. James Harden can shoot. He can facilitate the floor. We get Matisse Thybulle, Tobias Harris, who can hit the 3, good defender, and then we get Joel Embiid. So I love the starting 5 here. Then we go down to the bench. Shake Milton, solid. Furkan Korkmaz, solid. Danny Green, good defender. I hate his offensive game. He's a good defender, though. Love that he's not in the starting lineup anymore. And then we get Georges Niang, who really needs to kind of step up a little bit more. We called for Doc Rivers' head when they lost against the Celtics, but then he put Georges Niang in the starting lineup in their last game before the All-Star break, and they get the win. So I love Georges Niang. Got to see him be a little bit better out here. But overall, it's a solid depth of bench. It's nothing great, nothing to write home about. Really still have to rely on their starters on a nightly basis to get it done. But overall, some decent relief help out here. And that's going to come interesting into play. James Harden, the fatigue, not getting the calls in the postseason. Joel Embiid, we had the nickname Joel Fatigue last season in the playoffs. We'll see how that plays out. So the depth bench, the depth here, the lack of great depth, winning depth for the 76ers team may be into question as we head into the postseason. We'll see how they kind of come out after the break and how James Harden kind of fluctuates with this team and integrates into this team. I think it's going to be plug and play fantastic, folks. I really think James Harden and Joel Embiid will truly get it done. And everybody else just kind of fall into line on what needs to be done. Because once you have James Harden and Joel Embiid, I mean, that's the offense, folks. Yes, I mean, we don't need Tyrese Maxey. We don't need Tobias Harris. We still need them. But, I mean, they're not going to be, taking 20 shots a game. I mean, this is going to be James Harden and Joel Embiid. But, we'll see how it all turns out. But I'm kind of banking it's going to be really gosh dang good. So, love the starting lineup. Depth, okay-ish. Let's quickly see what they've got quality wins-wise, shall we? Here we go. They got wins against the Pelicans, the Thunder, the Pistons, the Hawks, the Blazers, the Bulls. There it is. The Bulls again. There's another one. 2 quality wins. They beat the Nuggets, quality win. They beat the Kings. They beat the Magic, the Hawks, the Hornets twice in a row. The Warriors, that's a quality win. The Celtics, a quality win. We got wins against the Wizards, the Raptors, the Nets, the Rockets, the Magic, the Spurs, the Rockets. Good stretch against bad teams right there. Then they go and beat the Celtics. Bingo, bango. They beat the Heat. Bingo, bango. We're at 7. They beat the Magic, the Spurs, the Pelicans, the Lakers, the Kings, the Grizzlies. Quality win. That's 8. Bulls. Quality win. That's 9. Thunder. Cavs. Another quality win. And then they end beating the Bucks for 11 quality wins. Love that. See, this is why the Bulls, man, super. To 6? You do 6 quality wins? The hell is that? So, 76ers with 11 quality wins. Love seeing that. Love their starting lineup. This is a big world. And it would be nothing without Joel Mother Lovin' Embiid. So, love this 76ers team. And we're going to put them above the Bulls. I'm going to put them above the Heat. And I'm going to put them above the Jazz. So we're going to have to kind of move some teams back here. So Bulls go to 7. Heat go to 6. We get the Jazz going to 5, dropping everybody down 1. And actually, yeah, this is what I'm doing, folks. I'm moving the Warriors down to 4. And I'm putting the 76ers team at number 3. Yes, sir. 76ers are the 3rd best team. So love everything they bring to the table. Love Joel Embiid, the bigs, the James Harden. Yes, sir. Doc Rivers, you must bring and tie this all together. Yes. Answer me, Doc. I'm not moving on until you say yes. Yes, Doc, get it together. Actually be able to be a good coach and not just rely on good talent. Yes. Yes. Docky Rivers, boy, yeah. So, Doc Rivers, do not hold this 76ers team back. Please, please, please. 76ers, I'm putting them at number 3, folks. Alrighty, we got 3 more spots open, folks. Let's see what teams take and claim them. So here we go. Next team up, we've got the Cavs. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Love this Cavs team. Jared Allen, fantastic. And you know, they've overcome injuries, folks. It was who was it? Darius Garland is the one that is good. It's Darius Garland who's the other guard that's so gosh dang good. It's Darius Garland and why is his name not on the list? I can get an O, out for the season. Give me that. I'm blanking on this man's name. Damn, fantastic. Darius Garland. And who else? Man, oh man, whoever it is, blanket on the name, truly unfortunate, great guard, all that. They lose him real early on in the season, so Darius Garland has to step up his production, and he does. Evan Mobley, the rookie, yes, sir, getting it done, playing the 4, putting up some points. What do we got? Is this man averaging like 12, 7, and 3? I would say 12, 7, and 3. Oh my God, better. 14, 15, I'll round it up. 15, 8, and 2. Yes, 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 I freaking undersold Evan Mobley. Shout out to the rookie. Yeah, folks, love it. So the big 3, Darius Garland, Mobley, Jared Allen. I'll take that big 3, folks. And then you had Karis LeVert at the trade deadline. Ooh, yeah. We get Rondo finally playing this season, getting it done. Kevin Love, folks. Do not sleep on Kevin Love. The bigs, folks, like we said, it's not just the starting big, it's the bench. Averaging 14, 7, and 2 coming off the bench. Love it. And also C.D. Osman. He can give us some nice shooting performances. I don't think he's averaging double digit. Oh, he is. 10 points. Yeah, off the... Ooh. Shout out to C.D. Osman. I mean, this is a bunch of role players on this team, but they win games, folks. We got to respect the winnability here by this Cavs team. Now, how we rank this team in the power rankings is truly going to be determined by their quality wins. We know they win, but are they actually beating the good teams? Are they beating the playoff caliber teams? We're hoping so. I don't want another surprise like the Bulls only having 6 quality wins. I don't want anything like that. So here we go, Cavs. I'm talking 10 plus. Please show me 10 plus quality wins, and I could catapult them high, folks. We got the 8th spot. That's the next spot open, and if they have under 10, they might be at number 8. But here we go, counting the quality wins for this Cavs team. Here we go. Cavs have wins against the Hawks, the Nuggets. There we go. That's number 1. The Hornets, the Blazers, the Raptors, the Knicks, the Pistons, the Celtics. That's a quality win. Ooh, look at this loss streak. Ooh. Celtics, Nets, Warriors, Nets, Suns. Ooh, some quality teams in there. Missing your chance. Then we're back at wins with the Magic, the Mavericks, the Heat. Quality wins. Bingo, bango. The Wizards. The Bulls, quality wins. The Timberwolves, the Kings, the Heat again, quality win. The Rockets, the Bucks, oh, what a quality win. The Raptors, the Pacers, the Blazers, the Kings, the Jazz, quality win. The Spurs, the Thunder, the Nets, the Thunder, the Knicks, the Bucks again, quality win. The Pelicans wins against the Hornets, the Pacers, the Spurs, the Pacers again, oh, but losing against the 76ers in their final 2 games, and that would have been number 10. That would have been quality win number 10, but we're leaving at 9 quality wins for this Cavs team. So, okay, would have loved to see maybe 2 more, 1 or 2 more. 9 quality wins by this Cavs team. Gotta respect it, gotta love it. And, yeah, okay, so we've got a decision to make here, folks. We've got a decision to make. We've got the 8th spot open, but I'm going to move the Bulls down to number 8 here. I'm taking the Cavs over the Bulls, folks. Those 6 quality wins, that's the most glaring, alarming thing I've ever seen in my life. And I truly was not expecting that, folks, and that's why we do this live. I like to do things live. I like to show my thought process live, folks. So this Bulls team at number 6 quality wins, that's leaving a real bad taste in my mouth. So I'm going to drop the Bulls back to 8. That leaves the 7th spot open now. Do we move the Heat back to 7? Put the Cavs at 6, or do we keep the Heat at 6 and move the Cavs to 7? I can't put this Cavs team at number 5 or above the Jazz, the Warriors, 76ers, or the Suns, or the Grizzlies. So this Cavs team, they did end their season on, or they did end the first half of the season on a 2-game loss. 2 games losses to the Hawks and the 76ers. Their last quality win was against the Bucks, January 26th. That's a really good quality win right there. Dominant quality win, winning 115-99, 16-point win. Sheesh, that's fantastic. This Heat team, they've also left a bad taste in their mouth as well. When was this? What did the Heat end the season on? The first half of the season, they beat the Hornets, lost to the Mavericks. Their last quality win was Heat's last quality win was against the Suns, January 8th. That was their last quality win. Good quality win, 23-100. Cavs or the Heat. Very close, folks, but I'm going to put this Cavs team at number 7. I wish I could put them at number 6 and move the Heat back 1, but Heat having that extra quality win. Cavs, a little bit of a more recent quality win, but we know this Heat team has hit a rough patch. This Cavs team losing their last 2 games. I'm going to give it to the Cavs. I am going to switch them. I'm going to put the Heat at 6 and the Cavs at 7. Heat at 7, Cavs at 6. We're going to switch them, and I'm going to give, the Cavs the benefit of the doubt. And, they just won the skills challenge. They won the skills challenge in the All-Star break. So, tiebreaker? Do we count that as a tiebreaker? No, but this Cavs team, I'm going to give them a little bit of credit here. Like I said, the Heat losing that kind of title of dogs and all that, the kennel nickname and all that, they're going to have to earn that back, and they're going to have to earn that kind of 6th seed back as well. So I'm going to put the Cavs at 6. I'm going to give them credit for beating the Bucks very recently. Alrighty, what do we want to do here, folks? Going a little late-ish, 120, 125-ish, not bad. How many teams do we got to go over? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more teams. Do we save this for tomorrow's show? I think we're going to split it up into 2 parts, folks. Let's leave it there. Let's leave it here, yeah? We'll leave it here. Re-up it on tomorrow. Finish it out tomorrow. We'll do the back end, final 2 spots. Let's see who claims these final 2 spots. Still has 6 teams left to talk about, folks. We've got the Bucks, the Mavericks, the Nuggets, the Celtics, the Raptors, and the Timberwolves. Is that 7 teams? Did I leave one out? Bucks, Mavericks, Nuggets. Yeah, 6 Celtics, Raptors, Timberwolves. Bucks, Mavericks, Nuggets, Celtics, Raptors, Timberwolves. Yeah, so I just miscounted. Yeah, so we got 6 teams left to talk about. Break them down, all that. 2 more spots to go. These teams can move their way out. We've got no problem with that. We could definitely, the Bucks are probably definitely claiming a spot here. And then, we'll see who else claims that last one. But we may be moving some teams out here on this list to make some way for some other teams here. I think we're going to leave it here. We'll do part 1. This was a good part 1. I think we did this for like an hour, so that's good. We'll have part 2 coming up tomorrow. See how we finish off the top 10. Tuesday, we will walk through the playoffs and all that. Wednesday, we'll gear up for Thursday, and then Thursday's the big day. So we'll leave it here, folks. We'll do this in 2 parts. So I think we're good. I think we're good here for today. So, this is our power rankings for part 1 here. We got the Suns at 1, the Grizzlies at 2, the 76ers at 3, Warriors 4, Jazz 5, Cavs 6, Heat 7, and the Bulls at number 8. And the Bulls may be falling off here, folks. So, if you're a Bulls fan, don't get too excited with this Bulls team at number 8. All right, that's going to do it for us today, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We're back live tomorrow, noon Eastern, to wrap up our NBA power rankings. And, we'll see what else pops up. Any NBA news, any NFL news. We'll have the All-Star game. We'll talk about that quickly tomorrow. What else do we got here? Breaking as we were live? Anything breaking as we were live? Does not seem like it. So we will get out of here then, folks. And we like the Bigs to score tonight. Shout out to the Bigs. Betting on the Bigs tonight. Betting on Team LeBron with the better Bigs. And that is going to do it for us. So we'll see if we can make a little bit of money in the All-Star game tonight. Alrighty, folks. We are out of here. Have an absolutely great one. And we will see you back here tomorrow, folks. We are out.